Hi guys, this video I will talk about the why that 2026 April balance patch was the worst balance patch in the Lostark balance patches. So before the balance patches happen, big gap between the high tier dealer like the Scrapper, Arcana, Legacy, and low tier dealer like the Gunslinger or FPE or Devil Hunter, Swordfist, and Sharpshooters are very big. It is more than the 20%. In live streaming, director says sorry about this broken balance patch and they will make the balance patch at next week. This next week balance patch is the 2026 April 22 balance patch. Many people hear this live streaming balance patch notices expect some bad classes get the buff and OP classes get the nerf with some remake based on the bad classes remake because nowadays the bad classes have the bad structure, no gimmick ability, low damage, while good classes have all things. So users thinking that remake is needed for the bad classes become higher. But director said in live streaming right after this, there will be just figure patch, meaning just ampersand buff and ampersand nerf. Balance patch term between the latest balance patch is just 2 months ago. So some people accept that only figure patch because there is no time to prepare the rework. While bad classes users are really mad why. 2 months are enough to prepare the rework patch, but it is just figure patch. And they know themselves with just ampersand buff, they are hard to survive in the Lostark rooms. And after balance patch, result become really bad. Just 4 to 5% nerf of OP classes, and this 4 to 5 is the biggest figure of the nerf. Except two classes with its Demonic and Scrapper, nerf percent is just to the 2 to 3%. And so because of this very low nerf percent, nerf class users are very happy with low nerf, saying they are still alright, meaning they are still OP S tiers. Also, Scraper get the 4 to 5% nerf, while Demonic get the 5 to 5% nerf. Why? Because many people saying Scraper is super OP and Demonic is just S tier, but S tier get the more nerf than the OP lines. Because Smartgate just make the balance patch based on the average data, not seeking the damage selling or class structures. So the bad classes users disappoint. Why? Because bad class all users are live about that classes and leave the game or go to other classes. So normally bad class users is remain only for the player who love that class concepts. So normally these type of classes have the higher average data than other classes. So this balance patch show Smartgate just the balance patch based on average data. So bad classes users feel disappointed at these results. Also, is there only figure patch? No. Not like the director says, some classes get the core patch like Wild Fist, Soul Eaters, and World Dancers, meaning there is enough time to kill other classes also, but they just don't do works and trash the other classes. And also Swordfist and Sharpshooter case, they are just passing. There's no ampersand buff and nerf. With latest balance patch, people noticed that, oh, and next balance patch, then the Sharpshooter and Swordfist will be remaked, like the Demonic or Legacy Counters. But we don't know when will be the next balance patch, so how many times to wait. Maybe next balance patches are at least 3 months, and now there is the Advanced Dungeon which give the title Extreme Mode of Agir and Breshaza. So Sharpshooter and Swordfist will be OP at next balance patch, but now it is just passed, so it is very trash. So get the gate cap based on class, need to use more time or money than other classes because of just class issues. Really feeling really bad emotions what I experienced in Kamen and Kazuro's the first mode, so I really know these emotions and it is really bad and make me mad. In here, just ampersand figure buff and nerf is hard? No. Just gather 1 month's data and do this type of balance patch periodically is not hard. Then why Smartgate don't do it? Because their important thing is their work and life balance, not the game. They are not doing anything nowadays. We are customers using cash to the game, and SmartGate earn the money by this, but they don't have any thinking to bad class users in my thinking, because bad class users already live out to the other classes or other games, so SmartGate is company thinking, oh, they are not become the money. Maybe this might just personal thinking, but I can feel like this because I'm also the before bad class users who have very low populations. So nerf classes are happy with survive, while buff classes are sad with no structure change and very small buff. I see this type of balance patch first in my game life. My game life is long in myself because I start the game with 4 years old with StarCraft and start the Lostark at 2021. It is just for 5 years, end of my mandatory military work. And it's the worst balance patch in my life, really bad. That nerf classes are happy and both classes are sad, and nerf classes get the 5% nerf, really big figure vs Season 2, and bad classes get the 8% buff, really big figures. But still there is no tier change. It is right? No. Really bad now. So for 2 months, they did nothing. Bad data gathering, Lizard, the nerf class is happy with survive, no tier change except 2 to 3 classes who get the rework. Meaning now, started this balance patch, just figure nerf and buff is just meaning your classes are still dead or still alive, but only remake patch can survive your class. So if there is balance patch note, but it is not related to rework, you guys can skip it because there will be no difference with your class tiers. Really bad emotions and bad directions. Also, this rework make game really very childish. Why? All rework make that class give many push immunity as cycle while giving big damage buff, meaning there is no class concept difference. There is no reason to that class is strong like the nowadays S tier have any weakness points? No. There is no reason to that class becomes strong, but nowadays there is no reason for OP tier is strong. Maybe just director do the pinball game or make the roulette, arrange movements, and selected the classes become OP, and it is repeated with arcade open. This time balance patch, word answer, get the many push immunity, big damage buff, structure become easier, become OP. Storyteller, yes, little difference, but get hard cycle. Their cycle is become little harder, but damage ceiling become super high, become OP now, and these storytellers, the swiftness build are still alive. And Wild Fist, get many push immunity, big damage buff, become the king in the try and expertizer steps. So always remake classes become OP. I can understand if smart game make the rework, but this rework concept is really good, but still weak. Then it can be survived at next balance patch with class concept is survive. But nowadays, smart get rework just make the OP without thinking any class concept. All limit classes structure becomes same nowadays. There is no effort of smart game make the page based on the class concepts. It seems now all class become same. Difference is just skill effect. All class get the stagger buff, structure buff, get push immunity, damage buff, is just all remake contents. And don't do the figure ampersand buff periodically. Maybe Sharpshooter and Swordfish will be OP in next balance patch with rework patch, but is there any special concept to them? Because Swordfish have some special concept of the Dragon Ball animations, and Sharpshooter have some hook that sharp that bird concepts. But maybe in next rework there will be delete of that concept. Not important of concept. Maybe just rework with give high many push immunity, more damage, each cycle will be end, and they said it will be rework. So that's why I feel really disappointed, and I think that 26th April balance patch is the worst balance patch in the Lostark. So summary, this balance patch result make nerf class feel happy, buff class sad. I can't see this result in my game life. Also, OP classes is selected by RNG, no reason about the other weakness points. OP classes have all stronger than other classes. Third, all class become same There is no concept of class, just push immunity, damage, and structure change. So thank you for watching.